episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. We are slowly moving through the postseason into the preseason.
So slowly.
Yeah, I'm your host.
Just like that intro, baby.
Yeah.
So slow.
I have become really good at having really bad intros. I gotta be known for something.
Good
So
job,
I'm your host.
Brent.
Yeah,
I'm your host, Brad Goebel, joined by
Tyler.
Brennan. Let's
Tyler
go.
and Brennan.
He went so fast.
It's just Brennan tonight. Where's Brendan Menenja?
Oh, Brennan
Is he
Menenja.
sad? Is Brendan Menenja
No,
sad?
Brennan Menenja's not sad.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Oh, before we get too far into this.
We haven't got into
We
it
haven't
at
even
all.
got anywhere.
There's no need to preface. Go for it.
Go for
Okay,
it.
I wanted to do something. Somebody had a birthday.
Who?
Tyler
Oh, I'm 50.
turned the big,
Oh, that was 50?
Yeah, I was.
Wow.
Just-
big
Oh,
5-0.
you
And
don't
what do you
look
do
50, man.
when you
You know?
turn 50? Where do you go for your birthday?
Well, when you have a 6-year-old, you just go roller skating.
Classic Fun Center.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, thanks for showing up, Brandon. That was
Oh, it's
cool.
my
Where were
pleasure.
you, Brennan?
I never got an invite.
What?
I
That's
didn't.
right. I'll talk to the wife.
Angela.
Yeah. What a meanie.
To talk to Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about roller skating,
Yeah.
but they said they did not have EMTs on site. So I thought that.
Okay, so this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this.
Boom, boom.
Before we do a podcast, you're sitting at your house and you're thinking,
I gotta come up with some jokes for today.
what's a topic I can bring up, then joke about? And then you literally think of a joke and then find a talking point to mirror that joke? Is that what goes on?
No, I was working that joke last night too.
Oh, man.
I think I asked the kid at the desk, "Do you have EMTs?" No, I'm not.
I'm out then. I'm out.
But I wanted to welcome you to 50.
Hey, thanks.
So, I got you something.
What?
Aww.
Oh,
Oh,
Is
that's
it
welcome
depends.
you to
Is
50.
it a Real Salt Lake hat?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You got him that one?
No way. Really?
Yeah.
You really got
You're
it?
old
Oh my
enough to
gosh.
wear those. I think you can pull it off.
Wow,
That's-
dude. Welcome to the flat cap era.
Yeah.
What?
Dude, take off the things and put it on.
No,
amazing.
leave on the headphones. That's really cool. That is so cool. Dude, that is amazing.
I hope you got the right size. You're
Head,
kind of a
big head.
Yes! Oh, yeah, that's
There you
totally
go.
your
This
style.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's you. I
Oh, boy.
can't pull it off, but
Dude,
You can.
that's
Oh my
killer.
gosh, this is like a brand new era
It
of you.
fits like a glove.
yeah, you
it's
want to
almost
start
like
your
I've seen
50s
it
right.
before.
Wow, so those of you that couldn't see that, Brant bought me a flat cap, which is really cool. It's got
Yeah,
the RSL logo
Peaky
on it.
Blinders hat.
There's a
Yeah.
few left at the store. You better go get them because they are definitely not getting those again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost a lot of their anonymity when they sold out to
Well, not their anonymity, but their creativity and their
To finance.
uniqueness.
uniqueness.
Maybe
Urban
anonymity's the wrong.
Yeah, we should. I don't know how far we want to go with that, but
But yeah,
maybe if other people
Pretty cool.
have some
Thanks,
thoughts
man.
on
that's
the
really
team
cool
store.
gift. I really
Oh, I
appreciate
hope
it.
you'd like it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
How the team store has kind of changed. I went in there and it's like,
Looks like every other team store.
yeah, it looks like they don't want a team store anymore.
Yep.
But we'll see how it goes. We'll see if they've probably got a whole bunch of stuff coming in to start the new year.
Yeah, just like RSL, the whole new front lineup.
Boy,
but,
oh boy.
But honestly, defensively, we kind of look good. You know what I'm
At
saying?
the team store or on the roster?
No, on the roster.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
really
I'm talking
sure.
roster now. Well,
So do
I mean,
your starting four.
So back four,
Yeah.
all returners.
You think
All
so? Everybody
guys-
that started?
Everybody from last year.
Brown on the right, though, or would you want Hidalgo?
Either one. Either one. I mean, whatever Pablo is zenning with at the moment.
But
right?
Tyler is okay with.
I'm okay with either one, right?
Yeah.
Or in a pinch, Brody.
Yeah.
He's on his last probably year with the team and the club, and he's been a stalwart. So and he can pass and move, and he plays the role well. He's not an amazing physical presence, which we've talked about 100 times, but he's really good at staying in the way and poking the ball away. Which, if that's all we need out of our right back, he fills that role just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I love Glad, and I love Vera, and I love Katranis. So I think that is a pretty stout defensive lineup. And then our fill-ins, to me, are Quentin,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, first.
Either Vera or Glad. He's the next up. I don't know who's after that. That's center back. Hopefully it's like
I think we're
June
still
Club?
pretty thin at center back. After looking at the depth chart across the back, currently Katranis. Where does Junkwa
I think he's the fourth guy.
in center
then
back?
the-
Or he's
yeah, and then the
he-
fifth guy is Brown.
He mentioned that he did not like. Was it him or was it Brown that said he doesn't really like playing center back?
Yeah, he's like, it's not my favorite.
Was that Brown?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
I'll play wherever the coach wants.
the depth across the back four is Katranis, Vera, Glad, and Brody. Right, those were the main starters last year, essentially. But you've also got Junkwa, and he could be a left back or center back. Hidalgo and Brown and Quinton. So out of those, is that enough depth in the back?
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I
I was
talked a lot.
gonna say, when it comes to like looking at the whole team, there's no room to add more. We have other holes that we need to put players in. Like I think having Quinton as the backup center back, Junqua as another center back, and I honestly think Brown is going to be the starter on the right side, and I think Hidalgo is going to be a fill-in for either of the wings, and same with Brody. So I think it's enough, especially when we're doing those cup games. I think Brody and Hidalgo are going to get starts compared to like Katranis and Brown, trying to get like fresh legs with those guys.
And then we forgot the newcomer, Kobe.
Oh, that's right. I thought I was missing something.
Kobe
He was
Henry?
gonna
Kobe
gonna
Henry.
dunk on the other team.
Yeah, that's right.
Kobe Henry. He's the center back. I knew I was missing
Yeah.
somebody. He's not on. He wasn't on the transfer market.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh.
Kobe.
So
Yeah.
that's where. So yeah, I feel a little better with that. I forgot about Kobe Henry. Right.
Yeah, and I can't wait for him to dunk on the other teams. I mean, I'm trying to get my basketball jokes in. I didn't rehearse that one. Did it? Not,
Yeah.
Did it come across okay, Brennan? I mean, didn't quite hit.
Well, no, I
like
just
wanted it
imagine
to.
him just like writing it down.
Kobe dunks. Get it?
There's a really terrible joke in there about helicopters, but I won't go there.
Oh man, you had to go there. It's so sad.
Yeah.
You were
Anyway,
taking for
Sam
anything.
Junqua, he's there as well.
But what's his role? What's his actual position over at Dallas?
Remember, he didn't play center back because Dallas had LeBron James and Tamari, and then they got rid of Tamari, that guy, and then LeBron James is still there.
Yeah, I think the left might be Katranis and Junkwa, or maybe Brody over there. Brody seems to go either side, and then you've got Vera and probably Kobe and Glad, Quinton, and Hidalgo and Brown on the right.
Now I do have a question. I was
Yes.
thinking about this the other day. Did we get rid of Julio because he thought he was a starter in the league, and then we were like, okay, we'll get you to a team where you can probably be a starter, and then we shipped him out, and we got back Sam, which is, again, fine, whatever. But then Chicho came to him and was like, I want out after that. Do you think the timing just was not good for that? Because
No.
we kind of got rid of both our strikers at once.
Well, if you go by rumors, if you're paying attention to rumors, trying to catch up on them, I've seen several that suggested that Chicho asked for a trade in the middle of the season.
Oh wow!
Last year,
Yeah, last year.
when he got
Suspended and
castigado. That's kind of like
All-
cast down.
all of the shenanigans that went down that no one knows what happened.
Exactly.
NDAs and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Non-disclosure.
So, and I don't know if it just came up and they tried to trade him and it just kind of came up with the San Jose and
But
the
so-
FO said, front
Yeah.
office said, hey, you know what, do it. Even though we're taking it in the shorts.
Yeah, but Ando loved it here. I talked to his father-in-law a couple times at the games, just like wandering around the upstairs, and he's just a super nice guy. So I talked to him. Anyway, he said he loved it here, and
No, I think it was an opportunity for him to start because I bet you he was going to be just a super sub, and that's not what they wanted.
And
Yeah.
I think it was priced too.
Okay.
Well, also, yeah, he was getting paid what, $800
Yeah, he
Something
was
like that?
getting close to $1 million
as a bench guy. That's crazy.
as non-starter. So I think there was a lot of things that played into that. And they were probably looking for somebody to replace Chicho, I wouldn't expect them to make a big splash in a signing like Chicho for a while.
I don't think it's going to happen ever.
I don't know about ever, but it wouldn't surprise me if this year it's not more methodical.
Well, and here's the thing. If you can grow a striker into that position and raise them up from nothingishness, you know what I'm saying? That, and then sell them on, now they're valuable. They're a proven commodity. They prove
Especially
it
if they're an
at
academy
Real Salt
person.
Lake. Yes, especially if they grew up in your academy, even better. And I think we got 3 guys that could possibly fill that role. Do we want to go there? Do we want to do midfield?
Look, we should probably talk about the keeper before we get too far away from
Man.
the back.
Okay. Yeah. So, Brandon, you want to start us on keeper?
Cabral?
So
Saltando sin Cabral.
Cabral is the 34-year-old, and then Stadjuar
Staj Duhar from
Mason.
Orlando.
Let's just go with Mason.
Mason, yeah.
Mason, he's 27.
He's 27,
And he's had some really good experience in MLS.
but he was always a backup. Wasn't he a backup of a backup? He was a third string?
Well, he for some of it because he got injured, and then they brought in a second guy, and then he wasn't sure if he had a spot. But he has really good MLS stats.
Really?
Yeah, I think he has a bunch
Great
of
mustache, too.
shutouts.
Look at that guy go.
For the few games he's actually played, he's had really good stats.
Really?
But then he got injured, and then he struggled to get back to full. And he's in Orlando, right? Behind an international keeper. So, I mean, you know,
yeah, I forgot about
makes
that guy.
sense,
The
right?
Spider, or whatever they call him, Gaisi.
Yes.
He's a good goalie.
Yeah, I like him.
Well, now we're so stacked in the goalie position. What's up with McMath?
Well, and Cabral is a foot goalie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he likes to play off
Nick
of him.
was.
Yeah.
And I think our current, last year guys, they weren't play it to my feet, pass it around the back, come play sweeper keeper, foot goalies is what I call them.
Yeah.
Right? Footies. Foot keepers, I don't know what you call them. But Cabral is known for his moves on the ball. You know what I mean? He's known for his good feet. So.
And that's what they were asking Zach to do last year, play with.
And that's where his mistakes came out of.
Yep. Is
And
when
he was not comfortable with that.
obviously.
So, here's a question. Will McMath play another game for Real Salt Lake?
Yeah.
You think he'll come back and get a chance again at first team?
Yeah, McMath isn't a guy who likes to just
He
quit.
works hard.
Yeah, he's not going to quit.
Yeah.
I think if anything, I think the most he'll be is a second string. I don't see him being weaker than Mason at all. I think he'll be a second string for sure. But it just depends on if Cabral actually shows up and if he's actually what Pablo wants. I don't know. I just don't like that whole play out through the back. I don't like that goalie style.
But that's what we went and got. You know what I mean? That's the style of the future, bro.
It feels like he's just trying to do like a budget Premier League formation. Like that 4-2-3-1, having that one fullback go pivot up real high and then run 3 in the back and then have the goalie chip in so that way the right back can come all the way up.
Yeah.
But then it makes it so everybody that's in front of those two positions has to work so much harder coming back and like switching up. It sucks.
Well, and I mean, we can talk about that going forward, but as far as the starting position, I see Cabral.
Yeah, until
I
proven
think
otherwise.
it's his spot. He's got all the experience until proven otherwise. And if something were to happen to him in the first couple months before Zach's back, I think Mason isn't that bad of a guy to have step in for some spot duty because he's had really good,
And they
performances.
do have. Didn't they draft a couple of goalies?
2 goalies.
They've got some goalies in
Freshman
the
who's
pipeline.
supposed to be amazing.
And then a 6-foot guy,
sophomore.
5 guy or
Yeah,
something.
that's the freshman.
Yeah.
He's 6'4".
So I love Zach. I think Zach is the kind of professional you want on your teams. RSL's got a bunch of those guys.
Yeah.
You can't have, 30 players like that. You got to have
No.
some stars. But just reading between the lines, when they announced that he was going in for surgery after
After the physicals, right? So they came back, had physicals.
Well, no, it's after that
The shoulder thing.
they
right?
signed a couple of keepers.
Right.
And
it
then
correlated closely with this. With
So I don't have. This
yeah.
is just a hunch.
I don't think he failed his physical, but he was like, "Ow, that hurts." Maybe.
Well, he was injured last year, and he played
Yeah.
through it. So that's
Right.
what kind of we've heard through the grapevine. But as far as what he's thinking and what the team is thinking, he's in the last year of his contract, and they didn't renew him.
Yeah.
They didn't offer him a new one, and they brought in. I think the team was looking at that position and thinking, we need to solidify that. We had some struggles last
Yeah.
year with Beavers and McMath, and neither one of them locked it down. So
Right.
Beavers is off to get some more time somewhere else.
And they brought in 5 total keepers.
And they brought in a whole bunch of keepers, so I wonder if Zach
That's a
just
lot.
kind of. I mean, it's tough to be in that position, but I wonder if he's just like, you know what, maybe I need to get healthy, and I've still got some time left in me. I'm not going to play through something where I might just linger, and I'm going to injure me further.
Yeah, you never
So-
know. And so maybe it's just a self-preservation thing at this point. Like, go get the surgery, get back healthy, and then try to earn my time back.
Yeah, and so I think the odds are that he doesn't play another game. To be totally honest, as much as I
Wow.
love Zach, but I
I just
think
don't
if
think he ever gets back if Cabral's playing well.
if either one of these two keepers stands on their head, why would you? We've seen what happens when you switch out keepers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't build confidence.
Not
The keeper needs tons of confidence. So if either one of those players makes the keeper their own, then
It's
maybe Zach's playing in U.S. Open.
I didn't know
Cup or
about the
something.
surgery.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too bad, huh?
Yeah, he
speedy
played. He
recovery,
actually
man.
played through it and was playing in the playoffs with it.
Yeah.
So it's
But
something that
he also stayed way back. He didn't come out hardly at all.
And that's his
And they
style, and
didn't
that's where he
play it back to him.
excels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So that's the only reason I would love to see Zach. I think if they just would have left Zach alone last year, he'd have been fine.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%. But I think they were just trying to. No, we need to play on the back.
But that's kind of not necessarily play out of the back. That didn't help, but just switching him back and forth and having a constant.
Beavers
pressure
looking
of-
over your shoulder.
Well, that was a business decision. That wasn't a tactical
Yeah.
decision. That was to highlight somebody who is trying to get into the
Next
US
level.
team.
And I
all
think that ties into, we talked about Chicho for a second, their business decisions. And always a business decision.
Mm-hmm.
You got to run your club smartly. And I think with what they saw with Gomez and who else did they sell off that young?
Oh yeah,
Winger.
down to
Barajas.
Mexico.
Barajas.
Fidel.
Yeah, the success they had selling players, I think that's kind of what they're looking at. Hey, we've proven that we can bring in players from the USL or wherever we can get them. Hopefully they are. Sounds like the academy, they're doing a better job lining the academy up. The academy, Monarchs, RSL all playing the same style, so that might help transition some players quicker through the system into the.
Yeah, there's still a gap though.
There is a huge gap
Yep.
between the academy, Monarchs, and RSL.
Yep.
But I think moving forward, it's going to be. They aren't going to just jump at the shiny object like Chicho. Great move, but maybe they looked past a little bit of the baggage.
Yeah, which came back to bite him. So up to midfield. Who do you got at midfield?
So the players across the midfield, and we can talk about where middle, left, right. Luna, Brooke, Ojeda.
Wait. Don't put Brooke in, dude. Give me your best 4 midfield.
I'm going to give you all the players, and then
Just do the
you
4
can
you
go
want.
Like 40, dude. You can go so deep on midfield.
I
Just
just went
the top 4.
top 4 for me:
Yeah.
Luna, Ojeda, Anelli, and Mark Zook.
Perfect.
Okay. How about you, Brim? You
Yeah.
like Ruiz in there?
I wouldn't want Ruiz at the beginning. Having Anelli and Ojeda control the midfield was so successful throughout the last year that I don't want to.
That's
Put
the
in.
strength of our team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that double pivot's super important. That's why I think we're going to have a slightly different formation going forward. Like I really see that 3-5-2 as what's going to happen. Just Catranis, Vera, Glad, and then throwing in Ruiz as that center attacking mid with the double pivots in the back, and then Luna and Mark Zook shifting up as wingers.
Well, I don't think they're going to keep Catranis back though. It wouldn't it be the other way? Vera Glad and
Well, they're-
maybe Quinton.
Well, they're going to be doing an aggressive 3-5-2, so they're always going to be moving up that far. That's why they want to keep her that can dish it out.
Yep. I agree, but I think as far as those four are concerned, we're all kind of
Yeah, we're
in
set.
agreement that those four, Luna, Mark Zook on the wings.
Oh, especially with Luna's
Yeah,
form right now.
Yeah.
Luna is a leader at the moment. It's looking
Broke his
like
nose. Is his nose broken? Does it,
I don't know.
Yeah.
do you need surgery for
Yeah,
that?
he did.
They didn't say anything. They're like, yeah, he broke his nose. But like, did they chip it? Does he need a cast? They wrap in his face. I don't know. Nobody said anything.
picture, did you see the
about
picture
follow-up.
after?
Yeah, he looks
like,
so bad. Eh?
Yeah.
And then did you see what Ponticello's whatever that guy's name
Pochettino?
is. But yeah, there you
Pochettino?
go. I can't say his name right. But yeah, he said something about.
He's got big balls.
That's what he said. There you go.
So the other players, we got Lachlan Brook, and we talked about
Pablo
Pablo
Ruiz.
Ruiz, and Palacio, and Wolf, the young man. So I don't know, you were mentioning maybe Wolf is in the midfield, or is he expecting to be up higher?
He could. He's played in a couple different spots, but he's an attacking player by default. I think he's the backup to the wingers, but he could also probably play that 9, which we went out and bought 3 other guys, though, and brought him in right after we signed Wolf, so he clearly wasn't meant to play the front striker, plus he's not that big. So, I mean, the other guys up front... Oh, do we need to go on anybody else? Ruiz and Palacio are probably our best bench players, right?
Yeah.
Well, Ruiz shouldn't be a bench player though. Ruiz is like
So he might end up as a dropped forward,
Yeah.
but that's what Gonçalves plays.
And then there's a few other players.
I
Who's
don't
the other one?
understand. I really don't understand the Gonçalves. I don't
Caliscan.
understand what his
Caliscan.
ability is going to be for this team. Like why? Do you know what I mean? Like why? He's not somebody that's going to play high up there. He's going to
Yeah.
be falling back a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And then, I mean, maybe if he's pairing up with Piol, because, I mean, Piol looks like he probably likes to be aggressive.
Yeah, so let's talk about those guys. We have Elias Manuel, the guy that came over from Red Bull, right? Brazilian kid. Jago.
Who's the
Forster Jago we picked up.
in the expansion draft or the reentry draft?
Yeah.
Big kid, Ghanaian striker from the Nashville, right? Big kid.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Forster.
kid, yeah. And then the other guy, Australian striker, Ari Piol. And
Right.
that is what is getting everybody excited. The Aussie.
Really? He's a
3
young
goals,
kid.
1 game, 493 minutes.
Yeah, but he's exciting. Have you seen him play?
Yeah, I saw his bicycle kick.
I know, but remember how Gomez was just a crazy run around, kick the ball, run fast kind of guy, and then he came here and figured out some structure and then got real good, and we sold him on for $10 million. Remember that?
Well, the only thing I don't like about it is coming from the Australian league. Like Brooke was also coming from there,
Yeah.
and he immediately did not fit in the system.
Brooke,
Yeah.
you don't
He-
think he fits?
No, I mean if he's not contending against Mark Zook when Mark Zook wasn't even really there. He was going against somebody else. Who was he going against on the right side?
Hidalgo.
Was it Hidalgo? Somebody, and he didn't start. And I was like, man, that's
Yeah.
I don't know what he's not doing in training not to get starts. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping that that's a good signing. But like again, it's not expensive.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing too, Pablo has been notorious in not just throwing players out there.
Yeah.
And they've got a preseason. I think of the depth charts, the first week, and the massive amount of games we've got playing in the first couple of weeks. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah.
Where is Lachlan Brook in the depth chart? Where is Wolf in the depth chart?
Do they even make the bench?
Yeah.
I mean,
So there'll be some signs, obviously. I mean,
Oh.
that's how it always goes.
well, we just named 3 guys that could start or not be on the 8 in the First
Caliscan.
team.
What about that guy?
right.
He's
Him
in
too,
the middle.
right?
I think I was.
He
you
keeps fighting for a spot, and Pablo seems to like him. So he must compete really hard at practice and go after it. You know,
Yeah.
seems to get after it.
So and then we also have Gonçalves, which you were talking about, and Gozo. I think Gozo might get some time here. I just kind of threw him in. Everybody else after that we haven't talked about, that's on the roster
guy.
is a young kid or a draft pick. You got Matthew Bell and a bunch of others.
Bunch of other guys. Like we put out some videos on YouTube. You can go check those out. A lot of the kids, the signings that are not likely to make first team starts this year, and so that was the question we asked them. So what's your goal? Get my first start. Get in the first team. Just stuff like that. And they're great. They seem to be good. Up and coming kids. They're all 17 or 18. You know what I mean? But signed first team contracts, so the team believes in. So that's good. But I don't think any of them are competing at this point for a starting spot or even a bench spot.
So a couple questions. Looking at the roster, and we just put down pretty much the players that are probably on the senior roster, unless someone is going to break out and come out of nowhere.
Yeah, for me it's Mark Zook, Gonsalves, and Luna, and whoever plays well with them on attack is the fourth person. I don't know
I was
who
gonna
that
say
fourth person
Ojeda.
will be.
Oh, you mean
No, I
attacking?
mean,
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
you said
not
attacking.
Yeah, pull off the defensive mids or the pivots.
I
or
agree
whatever
with
you
that.
call 'em.
I agree with that. I think Piol is going to outdo Manuel. Is that how you say his name? Manuel?
Manuel.
Yeah.
Manuel? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well-
Jago.
Being around, a couple times we've gone to practice where the press stuff. Gonsalves and players coming through and asking questions, they seem to just absolutely love Gonsalves.
Really?
Didn't they? Somebody was comparing him to Javier Morales.
Yeah, one of the kids. He's the best player I've ever seen live.
Really?
That's what he said. And I mean, Chicho was on the team last year and he played with him. So,
Yeah.
and he said Gonsalves is the best. So he seems to think really highly of him, and so does the team. So does the coaching staff. So maybe they just shifted from Rubin's going to lead us to Gonsalves is our new man.
And you gotta remember, we'll be tracking the Menendez line
Oh, come on!
to see where Gonsalves. That's my only concern for Gonsalves is can he figure out how to play in Major League Soccer?
Yeah.
Because it is a different animal. I saw I think it was Trey actually tweeted it out or DM'd us because we were having a conversation about travel and the difference it is coming to Major League Soccer. And I think Men in Blazers, they had tweeted out that the longest trip in the Premier League is Bournemouth to like Newcastle, and
Yeah,
it's 700 miles.
it's the shortest trip in MLS.
It's 700 miles round trip. It's like 350 miles one way and back, and they're like, "Oh
It's
my
like
gosh!"
New York to Boston or something?
Yeah, it's like
I guess it's a little
Atlantic
longer than that.
City
DC
to Boston. Or
yeah,
something.
it's like DC to Boston.
that's insane, man.
And
So there's
it's,
a couple of shorter trips, but only
it's-
because they're in the same city. You
It's-
know what I mean?
it's shorter than RSL's closest rival
Yeah.
in Denver.
Yep.
See, it's so tough to be on this team. That's
So-
like for a lifestyle too.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
getting-
altitude,
Well, yeah, like-
humidity. the
yeah, you're gonna
country's
get paid.
hard to
Let's
play
say
in,
like we offer somebody else $6 million. Everything else has to want to be here, not
Right.
just the money. Because like
Right.
you're here, what 8-9 months out of the year?
Swig.
Yeah, you better love swig and love driving through,
Swig.
getting cookies and sodas.
Swig.
Swig and crumble.
Yeah, you better love that
Oh,
stuff
swig and
because you're here.
Because if you're on a professional soccer team, you can drink soda for sure.
And eat tons of
Absolutely.
cookies.
And eat tons of
Absolutely.
cookies.
Yeah, bro, that's your,
There's a-
your go-to every day.
There's a big battle in the
Oh,
dirty
boy.
soda shops trying to get RSL.
So dumb.
Because they're all big S&P 500 companies, right? Yeah.
Well, the Millers own Swig.
They own Swig.
Yeah,
Did they buy
What's
it?
the
they
other
bought
one?
into Swig. Yeah.
What's the other one? The
Which
one
one?
that started it all.
Fizz?
Fizz.
I thought Swig was ahead of
Really?
Fizz. But
Then they
whatever.
sued each other. That was funny.
They did?
Yeah.
And then the cookie wars happened. And anyway.
So,
Oh, yeah, crumble.
but back to the rosters.
Oh, yeah. Luis Rivera might get some left back time. He's one of those kids out of
Tommy Silva.
the academy. And Tommy Silva, we didn't mention him either. He is real. We actually interviewed him.
Yeah.
He's a real person. Really nice, too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's real.
But looking at this, is this an improved roster from last season?
All except one spot. And that one spot is the 9. sorry. Nobody hangs their hat anywhere near what Chicho brought us last year. And that's going to be what I'm so worried about all year.
Oh, I fully disagree with that.
Well, we have to figure out where we're going to come up with 42 goals.
That's it?
Oh, no.
60. We have scored 65 goals last year, and 42 of them are by players who are no longer on the team.
Why do you hate that stat, Brennan?
What? Why do I
you
hate
that stat?
No. I hate the love for Chicho. If you watch the games, like if you not just the highlights, because obviously you're going to see the goals when he connects, but when you were sitting there watching all of the opportunities that he had, somebody at his level in MLS, somebody over $3 million. I mean, because if you look in all the teams, most of them are under 3. Anybody over $3 million would have put more balls in the net than Chicho, but because he scored goals and the game went our way, he's amazing. But like, I want to pull up his stats. Like, I want to see it because every time I watched the game, I was just like, he looks like he's running slower today. Like something's up, and he's not really getting inside the box.
Especially after the middle of the game, right? At the middle of the season, he was.
I just wasn't on the Chicho hype train. Like I thought it was good that we got somebody that was a highlight. Somebody that we spend money on, but I was not impressed with what we got. Because like if I was putting myself in the owner's shoes, I'm not gonna buy another guy like that if it ends up like that. Like if I'm paying $6 million, I'm getting 45 goals from that kid. Do you know what I mean? Like $6 million in this league is that level.
And $6 million isn't enough for the baggage.
Wait.
That's
we're talking salary or we're talking about what we bought him for? Because he wasn't making $6 million.
No.
He was making
$6 million.
He was a 1.5.
No, he was closer to 2.
It was 2. Oh, it was 1.89.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, he was 2. But the transfer was 6, right?
Yeah.
Or 5.
Well, that's still the investment, right? That's how everybody talks about it. You're talking about,
but
is RSL going to invest $6 million in another player? Probably not for a while.
And we offloaded him, his salary, the full salary, right? So that's not the problem. But, I mean, I think there was other problems with what he did.
And Gonzalez, I don't think his salary is far behind Chicho.
It's not too far. Yeah, I think
so
it's just
there's
under
going to be a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah. And if he can do it, let's see it. But I hate walking into the season with unproven players on the attack.
Well, it's back to X-Dog. It's back to X-Dog.
Because if you think about last season and you were thinking about our strikers, you thought, okay, Gomez is going to be our hero. I don't think we were saying that. Anderson Julio, we were not like I wouldn't have bet any money on that guy.
Right.
But now, like looking at it, it's like, yeah, I'd put money on Diogo. I would probably put money on that Puyol guy, like
Luna.
Oh,
Mark Zook.
I would sell the house for Luna. Mark Zook, I would put money on. Ojeda and Onelli, I'm going to keep going with those guys. Catranis is so fantastic. And I think, if coached right, I think Vera is going to be a better asset than Glad this coming season.
Yeah, Vera's got to keep his head straight, though.
That's what I'm saying. I think there is going to be some coaching involved where he's going to mature quite a bit.
I'm still disappointed. If you're, broken record. Not pleased with the right back situation.
Well, if you think about it, Brown didn't have much time to really showcase his skills in that position because Quentin went down and we went to a 3, and he had to kind of play that pretend center back. But
Quentin could also start it right back.
Yeah,
he could. He did lock down quite a bit, but depending on what team we're playing,
right.
I don't want him matching up against somebody on the side that's quick.
Especially one of those shifty Central American players, dude.
There's no way.
See,
that's where I want Brown. And also, Catranis towards the end of the season, he was getting beat quite a bit up that left side.
Yeah.
Like that was not good. He needs a buddy. Like, hey, can you take this game?
He needs to lock it down sometimes, yeah.
And maybe some more stellar keeper play.
Mm-hmm.
That could, no one.
It's all together.
You can love Zach and you can love Gavin, but the goalkeeper play was not up to par. Could have been a lot better last year. Correct. Well, could have been. It's the difference between a 6 and an 8 out of 10.
Well,
right?
most teams don't ever have to talk about their keeper.
No, they don't. So hopefully it won't be a bone of contention this year either. But I think. So we got 2 questions, right? Is the back line, we were leaking quite a few goals by the end of the season. And are we going to score more goals? I agree with you. I'm not too disappointed that Chicho is gone. I thought that after the injury, I think the off-field stuff obviously had an effect on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it had a major effect on the team chemistry.
Hmm.
It's one thing if you have a player that goes after and does something outside of the team or against another player from another club, but to have whatever it was go down that was inside the club, that happened.
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, so then you've immediately got two sides, right? Some of the people are probably, oh, Chicho, he's the victim, and whatever happened, the other side is the victim. So you immediately got your team playing sides unintentionally. I mean, that's just human nature.
Yeah.
So I think you also throw in the head injury where he had his skull wide opened up,
Yeah.
and he just wasn't the same player. And I think a lot of the off-field stuff was more of a factor
Yeah.
than the on-field stuff. And the team just kind of fell apart, and they couldn't find Chicho. So we'll
Nobody
see.
found him after that. He was just gone.
So if
Lost to existence.
if the back line is stout and the defense comes together, then when RSL doesn't need to score, it'd be nice. They don't need to score 65 goals because that's the most goals they've ever scored
Yeah.
in a season. But if they can't find the back of the net, then the defense is going to put more onus on the defense, and we'll see how it goes. But
I like our looks with Luna and Mark Zook.
Yeah. I
I
think
like that
that's-
attack from the sides.
The midfield's going to be strong, but I really think our defense is going to lock it down with the new goalie and whoever plays right back. There's like 5 possibilities, honestly.
they got big shoes to fill because Tree's not there.
The midfield?
Oh yeah, and he scores on his first game.
Yeah.
Banger, too. Did you see that one
Oh,
from Hull?
dude. He looked like he was just running in stride.
Laid
he
it
kicked,
off,
he's just
and
like,
he just smashed
dude.
it into the corner.
Yeah, just doing what he does. I mean,
Just,
Arsenal-
no, are you kidding
Doing what
me?
He does.
doing what he's finding a spot. I loved him. I mean, I get where I always thought that there wasn't enough room for Matt and Luna. So I
Well,
don't know.
and then to have, and this is what Pablo said when he's like, look, we need somebody who's going to play striker. Chicho kept dropping into the midfield and dropping into the midfield, and some of it, like Brendan said, was laziness.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't up for that edge ball for the early cross for like Mark Zook to send
play
that
in,
early and him to beat the defender to that far post run. If you're not pressing the line and staying up top, that's not available. So I get that whole thing, and that was one of the things that Pablo said was, hey, he wasn't playing the way we wanted him to all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so maybe that is fixed with the new guys, and even with fewer chances, they get fewer goals, but they're just as important, and we still do well. But I don't know. I'm worried.
What are you worried about?
Enough goals.
Enough goals.
Because to me, it's like, we're going right back to center forward by committee. We're going to have a good team. And we're going to play well. We're going to threaten the goal, and we're going to lose games 1-0 because one dude on a counterattack
2-1.
just hits and we miss, and you know what I mean. It's frustrating when you dominate a game and lose.
Well, that's
You
true.
know?
Yeah.
And I hope we don't go back to that like 2-3 years ago. We were such a good team. Even when we made that run, we weren't scoring a ton of goals,
Yeah.
and we put Bobby Flay up top. Sorry, I just want to call him Bobby Flay.
He was cooking up there.
Who was it?
Bobby.
Oh,
not
B.
Bobby
Wood?
Brown. Bobby Wood. Yeah.
B. Wood.
Yeah, I think he's still playing for New England, right? He's still
No
on the
way.
roster, maybe.
Last year
Anyway,
he was. I don't know
yeah.
if he-
Didn't he get hurt over there too?
He did, and then he came back at the end of the season, grabbed a couple of goals just to get another contract or something.
That's
you know what I mean,
insane,
dude?
man.
Anyway,
Yeah,
he'll
he
probably
was-
get traded.
He was going to be worth like 3.5 or something when we were
Yeah,
training him. That's
I know.
crazy.
Anyway, so you look back and you see things like that, and Miriam's was an exciting player. We loved him.
Oh, we don't talk about him, man.
And I love the exciting players, and they're great, but I really just want somebody to score goals. At the end of the day, that's the most exciting. It's fun to have a guy that can beat people off the ball and dribble around, but it's better to have a guy that just slots it home, and we score lots of goals.
You want someone that can finish. They don't have to score 25 goals and be the main.
No,
But-
they can score 10, and then the other guy comes in and scores 10 too, and together
we're
it's
fine,
20,
yeah.
and
But when you have
That's
a
great.
season where we had a couple of seasons ago where
where
the leading
Savarino had seven goals.
yeah,
Ah.
and they were the leading.
Ah!
We cannot have that.
No.
I mean, I love it when you have a dynamic offense and a lot of players score.
Yeah.
But if you can rely too much on one, really bad teams, like RSL when they hit Cunningham. I remember those days.
Oh yeah, Jeff Cunningham. He still got like 14 goals or something, and for a while he was the leading scorer in a season. But we still sucked. We still got our butts kicked a lot back
Well,
then.
if you ever have doubts about this team, the starting of this team, just go back to when we had Cordoba, and we were trying to convince ourselves that he could be a striker and be worth anything. And yeah, so we've come so far.
Signed him out from underneath.
Dude,
us.
thanks Vancouver. Like,
Suckers.
we don't have to put anything under a rug. Like, they just got the shop vac. They're going straight at it.
Did they not want Chicho? They took everything out.
I know, seriously, man.
Well, now they got new owners, so I don't know if they'll be.
Do they have new
going
owners?
through
They're
our pockets.
looking for new owners.
They're looking for new owners.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't think they've done it yet.
So RSL's already played a preseason game. I think they tied 2-2 against New York City FC. They've got some upcoming. They're playing in the Coachella something.
Oh, yeah.
Coachella Classico, because we all know
Wasn't there 15 of them or something like that? 19?
The clubs in the Coachella Valley Invitational include Austin, Charlotte, Chicago, LA, LAFC, Minnesota, New York, Red Bull, Portland Timbers, Real Salt Lake, San Diego, FC, San Jose, Lewis City. I guess that's a new one. They missed the Saint. Lewis
It's
City
still
FC.
in
Maybe that's what they're
alphabetical order.
changing their name to. Is the Lewis City.
After San Jose and before Sporting, but it's Lewis City.
We're the
Whoops.
Lose.
We're the Lulus.
We're the Lose.
The losers.
The Lou Grants. We're
jeez.
we're into news and Sporting Kansas City. So RSL plays next Wednesday, February 5th, against St. Louis City. I guess Lewis isn't going to make it, but St. Louis City, 10 a.m. And then the next week they play. Where is it?
Wow. So
Oh, there it is.
So entertaining.
I know. February 12th against the Red Bull. Manuel is looking for some blood because they got rid of him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
So-
even heard of the guy before this.
Yeah.
I gotta
Now
say-
he's
So those
in.
are the two games there, and then we're off to the next week after the game on the 12th. We will be in. RSL is flying all three of us to nowhere.
Our couch.
Costa Rica.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Yeah, they win an all expense paid
No
Nice.
trip to
None expense paid.
no trip.
A
Yeah.
none expense paid. Yeah.
Yeah, they have. There's also the reason they're going there because they're going on a dating show. Isn't there a lot of dating?
Did you write that one?
No, I just thought of it. I was like,
Oh, okay.
I will watch a good reality show. Watch people trying not to be their horrible selves.
Alrighty.
But at February 19th, down in Costa Rica, RSL starts the CONCACAF Champions Cup event.
And that is one of two competitions that RSL will be competing in this year. Because the teams that made CONCACAF basically got their JV teams, or in this case, Real Monarchs, to take on the U.S. Open Cup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so all the teams that made CONCACAF, basically their B teams, are popping into U.S. Open Cup so that it doesn't complicate the schedule.
Oh, good.
That's super
So
nice.
Real Monarchs are going to be in the U.S. Open Cup this
Oh,
year.
good for them. That'd be a great experience for some of these young players.
Yeah, in fact, they set it up so that no team plays in more than two competitions.
Yeah, I saw that today. Yeah.
Yeah, so the best teams are playing in CONCACAF Champions Cup and League of Nations. No, League of
There's something. There's also the
League-
Canadian one.
League
Leagues
Cup.
Cup. Leagues
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 Cup.
Cup, and then there's the Canadian one.
And then the Canadians have the Canadian Cup.
Yeah.
All 8 teams
So,
play
as a
each other.
result, Vancouver forfeited their spot in the League of Nations. I
Leagues
say
Cup?
that
Leagues
wrong
Cup?
every time. Yeah, that one. So that San Diego could have somewhere to go. So, San Diego's in the Leagues Cup this year, even though they didn't qualify last year.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Look at them go. Already getting special treatment.
Yep.
Those Cali teams, man.
Well, Vancouver doesn't. They don't want to be the owners anymore, so they don't want to be the third cup, right?
Yeah,
They're like, come on, man. We want to spend more money.
Are they going to just play in the same stadium? Because I thought the lease on the stadium was also up. They had to redo
That's
it.
the struggle. Don't they have 2 fields up there?
I think Vancouver plays in 2 stadiums.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a strange arrangement, and yeah, they have some issues. But if you get an owner with deep pockets, it'll work out. But it's Vancouver, so
Maybe Ryan
And a
Reynolds
Pope-
will dip his shoes in the MLS.
there you go.
Yeah, he may need to buy another team because he's got some stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got.
That's not for us to say. It's not for us to say. It's a whole different thing.
Different
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So I pulled up
that's cool.
the brackets, and RSL plays Herediano down in Costa Rica,
Uh-huh.
home and away, and the winner of the competition between those two gets LA Galaxy.
That's so dumb. We shouldn't
nice.
play Galaxy that early on. It
It's-
should be like
There's no Ricky Puig. We're
Cruz
good.
Azul or
Well, and it's not pool play either.
right.
It's just a bracket,
Right, and it should be. They should reseed it after the tournament.
So RSL, Herediano, they get the LA Galaxy, and on our side of the bracket are for Reals, the teams I can read and understand: Cincinnati, Tigres, Seattle, Cruz Azul, and then Guadalajara and Club America. And there's some other ones, CIB.
Well, America got a first round bye, suckers, and so did Columbus, which is fine. They've been a really good team for a really long time. I think the Galaxy got a first round bye because they were the MLS Cups. Who's Elda?
LDA, I don't know.
Is that the league winners from something?
Could be.
I don't know. Anyway, who's Cav? Who's... Sorry, I'll quit asking questions we don't know the answers to.
Isn't that
Tigres are in there.
Santos?
Like, really, why are people going to be
Santos.
listening? Like, really, like, who's...
Well, wait.
They're like,
Anyway.
what are they doing?
Why are you still listening?
I was just trying to look at the teams, and Miami's on the other side of the bracket.
I know, that's what I'm
No.
saying. Put them on our side. What do we have to play the
So it will
Galaxy
be an
6 times this
RSL
year?
Miami final.
I also don't want to play Colorado in this cup. It's dumb. It's like,
They're on the other side too, yeah.
I know.
LAFC,
It's like-
Colorado, Columbus, the Cavaliers, whatever Cav is. I think that's Santos.
the Cavaliers. LeBron
Kansas City,
James'
Miami.
team is in.
Monterrey. Oh, Monterrey's over there
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm saying.
And Vancouver and Pumas is over there. So I don't know, it's pretty even. Tigres is a tough team.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati. So it'll be fun. Hopefully RSL will get out of there. And the final, to be determined. But first time since 2016 that RSL's had an opportunity to go and win this thing and head off to play the Premier Leagues and other leagues. Seattle was the first MLS team to win it, even though RSL should have. And then they got smoked.
Yeah, so expectations for this cup, if we don't beat Herediano, we're chumps. And if we go in and we lose to the Galaxy, that's kind of expected, right? So, like, second round exit is kind of the expectation at this point. Maybe a third round if we
We're really that
catch
scared
the
of LA?
Galaxy. Well, they were the cup champions. I mean,
Remember,
to be
let's
fair.
go champion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, yeah. Anyway, so there's some expectations for you. If we don't beat Herediano, we're chumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have to get to the final on our side of the bracket, have to go through Tigres, Cincinnati, and the
Potentially.
Galaxy. So that's some stiff competition, and the
Yeah.
other clubs. Not to
Not to undersell the Anteaters or whoever those other guys
Mott's.
are. The Sibs,
the Mata Hooples.
the Goodwood.
Montehooples.
We don't know. We're just making those up. We don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know all the regional powerhouses of Panama.
Shame on
Okay,
us.
sorry.
Shame on us. I mean,
Sorry, I can't name the top 10 teams from Panama. Okay. Gosh.
Jeepers. So time for.
Come on, Crawley.
Oh, it's a Come On Crawley update today.
Well, I saw that they
And
they,
for those
they
of you
won.
watching on video, you can see Brant's new jersey.
Yeah, look at that. Christmas came late.
Got the
Christmas
Sheffield Hope.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam brought it over today. He ordered it, didn't make it for Christmas.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. He had to order the fat size because the ones I ordered I had to give away because they,
Oh yeah.
they weren't.
Thanks for that gift, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for that Christmas gift.
Live and learn. I don't know how much time I'm going to do that. I order wishfully.
Yes.
It's wishful thinking.
Maybe by the time it gets here, I lose a size.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So our Crawley played today. They played Mansfield, who's like in 8th place. They're way up
38th
there.
Place.
12th. They were in 10th when the day started. They dropped down to 12th. But Crawley played 1-0. Really well played game. They got a new keeper. They signed a new keeper. This Cox kid, Matthew Cox, on loan from Brentford, and I couldn't really watch a ton of it. I just listened to it on my phone. But a lot of fans were really impressed with his distribution, which not that the current keeper hasn't been doing a good job, but they were really impressed with Matthew Cox. And they also signed this new defender. Where did he go? Rory Feely.
He's 28, though.
Yeah.
Do you really want a 28-year-old guy to be your...
He's gonna save us.
Don't you want to... I don't know.
Well,
I always think it's interesting when 28-year-olds are playing in D3. You know what I mean? Anyway, go ahead. Just teasing Crawley a little bit. Trying to zing him a little.
So the window closes on Friday, right?
The window?
And the transfer window for the EPL.
Yeah.
For England.
England.
Europe,
The whole pyramid.
closes on Friday. And so they're... Jeremy Kelly wasn't in the lineup today. And yeah, so there's some concern. They've got a fan meeting. The WAGMI, the owners of Crawley, they keep stepping on their...
Fans?
Yeah. Stepping on themselves. Like they have a Carol, I follow her, Carol Bates, I think that's her name. Follow her on Twitter. She's
Kathy's
like a volunteer.
sister?
Kathy Bates. No, it's Carol Bates.
Kathy's sister.
No.
That's what I said.
And she's been a volunteer, so she helps with the mascots. That's what they call the kids to come out with the flags,
Okay.
the mascots. And she's been a volunteer for like 8 years. And then she said something. Crawley, the owners, WAGMI, were sending out like a survey, and some of the questions are like, well, if Crawley was a dessert, you know.
Oh, boy.
Just some weird one. She made a comment, and they're like, "Oh, you can't help us anymore. You're no longer a volunteer."
Really?
So they've had some.
They axed her over that?
Yeah, they've had some PR, and like one of the questions they want to change the mascot from the Red Devils to something. It's like, what are you doing, WAGMI? You can't seem to get out of the way. So
They
they've
just
got-
need to make him a different.
It's like they bought a
nationality.
team that they didn't want, but they want a team, so they're just like gutting it.
Yeah,
and
so
just
like
making
let's
it
change the
something rad.
mascot to a WAGMI. What's a WAGMI?
It's a
Nobody knows what
squiggle.
that is. Right?
So yeah, but to play today, they have played some pretty good games in recently. But they've also played some really bad games.
I was gonna say.
That's why they're top of the league.
Well, they played Burton, and Burton was behind them, and they ended up with a draw, and they should have won that game. And then they had another game against, can't remember the club, when they were up 4-1 at halftime, and they ended up giving up 3 goals and drew. So mentally,
Scroll down. They're not
Mentally,
there yet. Keep
they're
going.
in 10th.
so we're in
But
22.
22.
22.
We are,
out of 24.
We are 3 points from safety, and we also have 2 games in hand between
Oh yeah,
the 2 teams in front of us.
Northampton. You never
Burton.
hear about Northampton because Southampton. So it's like, where's West Hampton? And is it all about Hampton?
Well, they got rid of the
I think it burned down in the fire. Of,
They got rid of the
1842.
Pretty
sure.
Cam.
It was near East Hampton.
Well,
What
They
about
thought they were
Central
better.
Hampton?
Central Hampton. We don't talk about that.
West Hampton thought they were better than everybody else, and they got
That's the
rid
hospital.
of
That's where
they got
all
rid
the
of
Hamptons are born.
They got rid of the
Central
tum part
Hampton's
of
just
it,
a hospital.
tum, and they just went with West Ham.
Then they got the whole ham and they called it full ham.
So things might be turning around. We'll see what if they bring in a couple more players,
Like
They
a Jason
tried
Hampton.
Trotted off with it and called it
or
Trottenham.
if they end up ditching Jeremy Kelly. If they get rid of Jeremy Kelly, I would be mad. They've
Me
really
too.
struggled in the midfield.
You
Yeah.
can't. So, I mean, you should be mad right now. The fact that they got into this league and they decided to
Sell off
just
everybody.
surplus their players, just like, hey,
Yikes.
I think
This guy comes with a to-go bag. This guy's
only
got
one or
dental
two.
floss. What else would you need? These rolls of toilet paper. Like, don't worry, we got all of our players.
Hey man, paper's expensive.
It is, especially during a
Traded-
pandemic, man.
They traded 2 players for a Rima. They're really nice.
Yeah, they're very, very nice.
Card stock. They got some card stock.
They wanted new business cards.
So there is signs of life, but we'll see what happens if they bring in more players or they get rid of some players this week. So next week might be come on Crowley or come on Crowley.
Do you think we could, like, is there a stat to see if people listen to this portion of the show? Like, I just want to know, like, out of curiosity,
this
like,
part-
do they really?
80% jump past the Come On Crowley update and then just.
Well, it's like, do they stop listening when they say it's a Come On Crowley update?
Well,
Do you know what I mean? Like, are they fans of us, or are they just fans of Real Salt Lake?
maybe they like the Crowley part and they don't want to hear about Arsenal and Man U. Maybe that's
I
the
bet
part.
you there's a
Maybe that's
statistic
the
there
part
that says,
shut up.
weirdly enough, there's only one listener that watches just the end of Crowley.
Just the Crowley
And
update.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He works for them.
He works for Crowley. Well, I have talked to some people that listen and they're like, yeah, I'm a Crowley fan now.
Really?
1 or 2. It's not
Both of them?
like, yeah, there's been
what I
a
was
couple,
gonna
so
We have hundreds of listeners.
mission
and
accomplished.
Tens and tens. Listen all the way.
Two
to the
dudes
end.
are like, hey, look, Come On Crowley's pretty
Oh,
cool,
it's
man.
a Come On Crowley update. See ya. Later.
Can't wait for the Crowley. I'll fast forward through the other
You know what
stuff.
we'll do? Next time we do a giveaway, we'll just be out on the street and be like, hey, can you name one player on Crawley?
Yeah, if they say Jeremy Kelly, then
That
we'll
is-
win.
That would be
That
it.
is a great one.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is great. Well, are you really a Random Fan Podcast listener? Listener. The other clubs, you guys, Arsenal can't seem to get out of their way. I mean, how does that feel to be
rely more on a
almost-
special teams coach.
Hey, Arsenal are in second in the league. I think we should make fun of other
Hey,
teams.
man.
Like Liverpool, they suck, huh? 53 points. Okay, they're in first place. Never
What
mind.
I would
They
just
only have one loss on the whole season.
here's a good question: is being an Arsenal fan the same as being like a Buffalo Bills fan?
What are you talking about?
They're always
They're
so close.
second in the league. Dude.
So close. And the
They didn't
Buffalo
just
Bills
lose in
were
the playoffs.
second in the AFC.
I know they did real good.
Almost.
Yeah. Do you know
They've
the
lost to
stat
Kansas City 4 times in that.
Do you know how
AFC
many
championship.
times Josh Allen has had a penalty called on him? So the stat is on a running play, how many times the defense has hit you and the refs have called like roughing the passer, right? So he's been hit, and in 93% of the time, they do not call a roughing the passer on Josh Allen. And yet, 64% of the time, they don't call a foul on Patrick Mahomes when he gets hit. So, I'm just saying there's a little favoritism.
You think?
Or he's real good at flopping. Either way, one of the two.
It's just going to suck that you're going to come in second again, man.
Again, to a
Again.
different team. That's the best part.
See, that my thing is like,
We come into second to some of the very best teams.
yeah, but like, I was like, dude,
We just don't come into
But
second.
would you rather come in second or 8th or 12th?
probably 8th or 12th. Like,
See, it's less
'cause
painful
there's-
because you know it's coming.
there's nothing to brag about. We're like, what? We were the second team. I'm like, yeah, you came
see?
second, brother.
Yeah. It's like the teams
Kudos.
that lost the Super Bowl. It
Do
sucks.
you get a paper plate that says with a smiley face that says "Great job"?
Yeah, it's called AFC Champions, right? Like, it's like a little plate, and you put it in your drawer,
you
and
put it
then
in
you
your
never
drawer.
see it again because it's second place.
It's always that part of the trophy case you just glaze over.
I shared some of the videos of that guy from England who does the videos on the Arsenal. There's some highlights from Arsenal winning the Champions League. Nothing. Did you see those I put up on our?
Yeah, it was kind of mean. Like, why would you be so rude? Then you did the same thing with the highlights from Tottenham, but
Yeah.
Tottenham are in like almost a drop zone, dude. They're
Oh, they
24 points, and
Oh, they're 15.
drop zone
Wow.
is 17. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they're-
Solanke got hurt. I saw that.
They're struggling.
Yeah, they're not doing.
When you've got Jamie Vardy punking you with, I've got. Did you
Dude.
see that? I've got one, you got none.
Yeah.
Right?
See, there's
Yeah.
that West Hampton.
West Ham.
They're so hoity-toity. They got rid of the ton part of it. Ton.
But Crystal Palace are up to 13th.
Well, I was gonna
Right
talk
next to
about that.
Man U.
So apparently we're supposed to have the benefit of the Blitzer group in all of our signings and doing all that. Why didn't we get Zaha?
That's right, Zaha.
Zaha's going to
Coming to-
Charlotte.
Guess why?
Why?
Because he sucks.
Oh my gosh.
No,
No.
no. Listen, like I make the case, okay? Not based on his results at Crystal Palace, but based on his attitude and how he left Crystal Palace. We don't want him at Real Salt Lake.
I do not care. That guy's going to stand in front of the goal and just touch it barely and it's going to go in. Like, that guy
I hope
finishes,
he has
man.
14 goals, and when we play them, we just destroy
Oh,
them.
dude, and he also gets penalties too. Like,
Yeah, but he's one of those guys that like.
there's no way he would do Utah
I don't know,
lifestyle.
dude.
Are you kidding me?
But he's doing Charlotte lifestyle,
Charlotte's still got a downtown, and it's really
Yeah,
close
but-
to other big cities.
like Atlanta, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
Atlanta's bringing in Almiron back. Miguel Almiron's coming back from Newcastle to
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So there's some big names out there, but remember, big names might sell a few tickets, but they don't make your team win. Shaqiri.
Oh, that's a
Shaqiri,
sad,
Shaqiri.
sad.
And even Shaka, dude, and not
Oh.
Shaka, but the Brazilian guy, big Brazilian guy, came to Orlando for a couple of years.
Kaká.
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 I knew it was something like
Bless you.
that. Yes,
Kaká.
incredible player, and in Orlando he did well. I mean, he didn't flop like some other internationals have, but
And I guess
that's
the
not the path of
rumor
Real Salt
of
Lake, right?
Yeah.
the big rumor of Neymar heading to Chicago fell through.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
and he didn't default back to here either. You know, Neymar.
Can you just imagine being the owner and spending what 135 million or like 175 million?
Is that what the going price was?
No, that's
for
how
him
much
right now?
they have paid him. So not to
Oh.
sell him, but that's how much they've paid him. It was like 175 million for 4 games or something like that.
Yeah, but he gets kicked so much, dude.
He
Like
rolls
I
so much.
I get that people are like he flops so much, but dude, people get so mad and kick him. Here's how you don't get kicked, bro. Pass the frickin' ball. It's Neymar's own fault. He wants to dribble people and then make fun of them. That's why you get kicked.
And he's headed back to his old club.
Yeah, Santos.
Oh, is he going back to Santos?
And I think they just canceled his contract, right?
Yeah, and he's forfeiting 30 to
PSG?
40 million.
At PSG?
He's in Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on
They sold him on?
Al Hilal or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's forfeiting some money so he can get out. But yeah, man.
They're going to have to pump out more oil now.
Oh, they're gonna do fine.
Price of oil's going down now because of Neymar.
Dang it.
You watch, we're going to get flooded with
I
oil
wonder.
in the market.
Do you think he gets to keep his airplane?
Probably not.
Because
It's
in one of
probably
the
a lease.
contracts, he got like a 747, just this massive double decker plane.
I think it was just access to it, though, right?
I
It
don't
wasn't
know.
the actual plane itself.
Imagine
ownership.
that's how you just get to fly around everywhere at your convenience. That's
It'd be
a different
fun.
lifestyle.
Maybe it's just access, but it would be
It's like,
funny if
you don't actually get to fly in it. You just get to hop aboard. It's like a yacht in the dock. Stupid.
All right, so we're got more coming up. We are going to do our very best to be more active this year in interviewing players and all kinds of other
Active, baby.
fun stuff.
More active.
Be more active, yeah.
Yeah, a lot more walking.
Yeah, man.
Whew. Sounds like a lot of work.
Well, you know, this way I walk a lot farther because I don't go around. I have to go around the stairs. I have to walk a lot farther, so I go up the stairs. So, but thanks for listening. We'll get into our predictions and see who is going to look the silliest a year from now at the end of the season by picking Johnny Gonzalez or
What?
Diogo Menendez as the.
Yeah,
What?
I can see it.
That's it. I'm picking Manuel. Oh, you'll see. Wait for it. Wait for it.
I'm picking
It's
Pule.
coming.
Jago.
Jacqueson.
Forster.
I'm picking Jacqueson.
One player.
Watch it be somebody we never
Rudy
saw
Feather.
coming.
We'll talk about it, but I'm curious to see how Pablo Ruiz will do, especially with his knee.
Yeah.
So wish him the very best. You know, knees are just terrible. I mean, they ended.
And you only get 2 of them.
Yeah.
So better be careful.
Well, then
of
get
those.
you some more, but once you go, metal, that's kind of end your career.
Rough.
If you had one.
If anybody's editing this, please insert a joke now.
So thanks for listening. Remember, what we're supposed to do, smash that like button, smash that follow button, subscribe. Like I said, we're going to try and put out a lot more video this year, so help if you subscribe, even if you don't
On
get your...
YouTube,
Yeah, on
go
YouTube.
check us out.
Or goals.tv.
Spitify.
Even if you don't get your podcasts, if you prefer Spotify and Apple, help us out. Go and at least subscribe to YouTube. You don't have to watch it over there. Just
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Punch that like button.
You're one click away from more experience from us.
learn along with us. Help us figure
What?
this out.
Ow.
Not only, never mind.
We're doing this. How not to do a podcast right here. Follow. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Toodles.